Hello, guys. Hello. Um, I just wanted to do this real quick. There's no excuse for you, Square. There's no excuse for you to not make an open world RPG. There's no excuse. There isn't. There's no excuse. Now, there's always different routes. You can always do action. World, big open world RPGs. There's always let's see, let me lower this down a bit. There's always different options of how to do it. You could do it like you can do it what like Skyrim did. You could do what Final Fantasy 11 did, which I will get to that. What you could do what Super Mario Odyssey did, which is kind of similar to what Final Fantasy 11 did, but Mario Odyssey, in my opinion, perfected it. All right, Mario Odyssey literally proves to Square Enix that they can make an open world game or big giant sandbox areas to make you do stuff, get to that projective, and then go to the next area. Kind of like what you do in Final Fantasy not 9, Final Fantasy 10. You know how sometimes when you get the airship you gotta click where you gotta go? It's almost like that, but the only difference is that you have a big giant open area that you can explore, you can fight, you can do so many things. So why can Nintendo do it on Super Mario Odyssey? I mean, look at this stuff. Like, let me see here. Sorry about the lighting here, but look at this. Look at this open water field. And this could have been your airship, and then you have this whole thing just doing stuff. Let me look at the map. Look at the map. Then you got objectives to do. Like you gotta this is a brochure, which is pretty badass. But you gotta what is it? Let's see here. Yeah. You got a list here of things to do, which is great. And then some of it is like post game stuff and during game stuff, which is fine. And then hold on, let's see. There's even more like other stuff that you grabbed and stuff like that. Here's the other area I was talking about, or maybe I'm in that area. Yeah, I am. Oh well, but still, look at that open area right here. You see that shit? How come Square Enix can't do that? How come Square Enix can't do that? And then oh wait, we can't. I was gonna say let's write this airship, but right now during the story it's kind of broken, so I need to fix it. So the whole Bowser fight that I had earlier. So I want to mention this: the Bowser fights in this game. I'll talk about Mario Odyssey in the future, but I'll say this: the Bowser fights, at least the first time you fight Bowser, then you have to have the hat, and then you punch it on do 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 do. Yo, epic, epic. But it's all great here, and then you got the menus. For example, I'll get to the RPG aspect very soon, guys. Very, very soon. The open world aspect I'm talking about, do it like Mario Odyssey. Why you're not going to make a Final Fantasy game? That's literally Mario Odyssey is literally telling you could do it, Square. Mario Odyssey is literally telling you could do it. It's just that you are fucking lazy to do it. All right? Seriously. So let's get out of this game real quick. Oh, no. I recently just got Mario Odyssey. I'm having a great time with it. Great game, really fun. It is just so enjoyable. And to be quite honest, the RPG that I'm making in my RPG Maker on the 3DS is very similar to that game, to Mario Odyssey. Very similar to Mario Odyssey. The only difference is that there's some differences, but when I saw Mario Odyssey, I'm like, that's exactly what I want in my game. That's exactly how I see my video game was. And it is like that, but it just needs to be more tweaked to feel that more. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit different than this Mario Odyssey game because it's an RPG. Mario Odyssey is more of a platformer game. So if you could do that, okay. Now I know some people might want to. I know some people are going to be like, "Oh, the reason you're putting Dragon Quest XI is because you're going to talk about the turn base and shit like that." Well. You're not wrong, but you're not wrong, but you're also not right at the same time. Why? It's because there's a different gameplay option you could do in Dragon Quest XI. I haven't played this game in a while. I should go back to playing this because it is just a great game. If you've never played any Dragon Quest game, play this one. Technically, this is the first one. Dragon Quest 11 is the first one if you talk about chronology wise. But they do have Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 on the Switch. So if you want to try that out, it's literally you could buy it on here. So if you don't want to get a physical copy, by the way. But let's see, continuing adventure. Let's see, where was I? Yeah, I have like two options of 2D and 3D mode because they're really fun to use. They're really so. Let me go back to the 3D just to show you what I'm actually talking about. I'm not gonna really show it because the 2D style in Dragon Quest 11 is basically paying homage to old school Dragon Quest. You know, with the front view and all that, the window. I remember back then as a kid, I used to hate that, but then I used to like it. It's almost like a first person perspective of like, okay, I'm fighting this, fighting that. You know, you get into it eventually. It's like if you ever played any Shimigami games all like that, they're kind of like that too. So in the other games. But let's see here. Let's go to the options real quick. I want to see if okay, system setting, battle mode. So free form fighting, and you can adjust the speed. You have two options here. Let's say here. Okay. This is what I love about Dragon Quest 11. Look at the sexy graphics here. You have an option, either classic turn-based or another turn-based, but you still move around type of battle RPG. Now, obviously, obviously the game doesn't take advantage of that, which is kind of sad, but hey, it's there, and maybe a future Dragon Quest game can take advantage of that. You know how in some games, Parasite Eve, if you play Parasite Eve, you know that if you attack your opponent in the back, it's more effective that way instead of hitting them in the front. All right, in Parasite Eve, at least. That's why you could beat the boss T-Rex really fast. Highly recommend fighting that T-Rex boss in Parasite Eve, hitting him in the back. I remember fighting him the first time. I beat him on my first try. He's the hardest boss in the whole game, but you can pussy whip him by literally going in the back of him and shooting his ass. I love that boss fight. But if you didn't have that knowledge, you would have died in that boss fight so many freaking times. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm so fucking sorry about that. So, anyways, hold on here. All right. Okay. So I want to show you the battle real quick. All right. So let me try to get into battle here. So, and most people will be like, but I don't like that turn-based action. Just add it. Look, all you have to do is do it to this game and add a turn-based feature. Again, going back, it doesn't have to be turn-based. If you play Parasite Eve, it's still action-based, but you're still taking turns. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I was trying to see how to hit these guys, but I haven't fought in a while. So, this is how you play. This is what Square should have done a long time ago. You got your fighting options here. Okay. You see the circle that's around you? You probably can't see it, but you see I can move around. I can move around and everything like that. And I could just press attack. Again, you move around in the field and stuff like that, and then you can go and attack if you want to. Any obviously it's not like other Final Fantasy games. You know, in Final Fantasy let's see, Final Fantasy 6, basically, for example. In Final Fantasy well, mostly other Final Fantasies that have the action turn-based, basically. In Final Fantasy well, starting in Final Fantasy 4. Let me talk about it real quick. In Final Fantasy 4, eventually we got Eventually we got turn-based action, meaning that your opponent still can fight you active time battle. That's what it was. They also put that in World of Final Fantasy, which if you don't like turn-based, you could put that in World of Final Fantasy and tell me how much you like it. Because I guarantee you, it will kick your ass. If you're not fast enough. You need to be fast to even fight these enemies. All right? You want it to be turn-based? You want it to be action-based? Well, there you go. There you go. Another game that I will point out too, I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it a bit because that's another good game that proves that you can still do turn-based and still have action, motherfuckers. So this is just for the haters, for the stupid people that want to kiss Square Enix's ass because I'm tired of their bullshit. So you just click here, and you could get in the middle of these opponents. You know, sometimes you might be like, oh, okay, does it really feel like you're actually attacking them and stuff like that? Like, is it really getting effective if you actually move around in the arena? No, but it's nice to roam around, to feel like you actually are doing something like that. And I don't mind this type of gameplay style. All it needs is an ATB system. That's all it needs. Or AT system. And sometimes you don't even need that because this is fine on its own and you could adapt it to something better. Stupid concept, right? Stupid concept. Like, and the thing is too, I would love for Final Fantasy to do this shit. I'm willing to compromise, but Square Enix is not willing to compromise because they want to do that Devil May Cry bullshit gameplay. Want to do that flashy shit. Oh, we need to make a flashy game. You did. It's called Kingdom Hearts 2. So maybe you should shut the fuck up and not do it anymore. Because you already did it back in 2006 or 5. So grow the fuck up. Seriously, you already did it. 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 You did. You already did it. There's no excuse for you to be like, oh no, we haven't done it. No, you did do it. All right? Seriously. So her obviously was it Veronica here, great character, just getting right here to the middle of the enemies here, pressing bang, and then just having fun there. You really don't have to do this. You can literally start where the other enemy, where you stand in the beginning of the battle. You know how sometimes there's here, I'll show you, like this. You go here. And then see how your battle is like that? Huh, look at that. It's like kind of like Final Fantasy. You see how they did that? But see, you don't have to move your characters around. All right? You could just go here, press fight, and then fight already, but see, I can move around. But I don't have to do that. See, you block. See, I'm going to stand here, show you, boom. See, look at that. I don't even have to move. All right? Just an example for that. For some people to be like, oh, but I thought you couldn't move. I mean, I thought, yeah, some shit like that. But let me get out of here real quick. Play this game another time when I do have the time to do it. So put this back here, and I'm going to show you another game. Let me put Mario Odyssey back so I won't forget if I ever, go to a friend's house and shit. Let's see. So, there's another gameplay style that Square Enix could do for Final Fantasy. And it's something that I really do not mind them doing. In fact, I embrace it. I want them to do this. I do. I want them to do this. I've been wanting them to do this to Final Fantasy ever since this game came out. Back in the Game Boy Advance era. All right? And I think you guys will know what it is. If you, again, I haven't spoiled it, but if you think of any good action, if you think about any RPGs that you can literally press the A or B button while you're fighting, to do extra moves and extra damage, you know what game that is. Nintendo made it, for crying out loud. And it is called... This is the remake, by the way. I have played the original, but I never beaten it. But it is nice that I grabbed this. I got the digital version, but I'm glad that I got this. Finally, I get to play this game again, and I'm going to show you how this battle is. How these battles should... Again, going back, if you don't like traditional turn-based back in the old Final Fantasy days, and you want to complain about it, you can still do turn-based. And if you still want to complain about that, all I need to say is that you haven't played this game then. You haven't played enough RPGs to understand and understand that there's different types of RPGs that you could do. And you can still get away with that turn-based things. Alright? Seriously. Oh, but turn-based is dead and Square Enix is not going to do it anymore. All these games that I just showed you prove that they can do it. They can do it. So what are you trying to say? They're lazy. There's no sugarcoating it. You guys know that. Stop making excuses for these motherfuckers. Why are you making excuses for a company that really doesn't cater to the hardcore fan base anymore? If the hardcore fan base went to these games, I guarantee you it would have sold. I guarantee you it would have sold. It would have sold more than anything because people would have been like, "Oh, the old school Final Fantasy fans are playing it, so it has to be good." Of course, but you're not seeing old school Final Fantasy fans playing these games. Do you? I don't play the new Final Fantasy stuff. Except for what? The ones that I grew up with and stuff like that, obviously. I'm trying to find an enemy here, and there's not usually a lot of enemies on the field in this game. So, hopefully I can find an enemy, because the fights in this game are really good. Are really, 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 really freaking good. Alright? And if you played this game, you know how good it is. Alright? Seriously. You know how good the battle mechanics is in this game. Alright? Seriously. So I have to show you guys, because I know there's some idiot out on the internet that's going to be like, well, you didn't show me it, so your opinion is null and void because I didn't see it. So it's hard for you to literally look up online to look at the gameplay? It's that hard for you? You're more lazy than Square Enix. You're more lazy than Square Enix. You want to cater to Square Enix's bullshit all the fucking goddamn time. Seriously. Alright, I can't find no enemies here except for what? Are these enemies? No. They're just normal people. Maybe I can find an enemy somewhere here. Let's see. Okay, we can go over here. There should be an enemy here somewhere, guys. There should be. This is a whole town area, which I'm just like, I need enemies. I don't need a town. Oh, crap. Alright, they're gonna show me a cutscene here. Alright, that's fine. I could just show it on the internet here. Like a real person. Alright. So, I'll show you. Let's see. Mario. And let's see. What is it called? Yeah, I knew it. Superstar Saga. Let's see. I'll put gameplay real quick. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I didn't want this video to be too long anyway, so let's show that off. Let's go here. Let's fast forward it. This is the Game Boy version, obviously, that I'm showing off. And okay, here we go. Alright. I wasn't probably that far away to the battles here, but I just want to show you what it was. This is how the gameplay is, baby. You see the A and the B there? Yeah. You're trying to hit Mario or Luigi, you gotta press A or B to dodge, basically, in attack. That's how good this turn-based is. You engage with the batter. Press A, attack A, then you press A to jump, to dodge, then you press B, and then B for better physical attack, then A again to better physical attack, and there you go. You see? Sorry, I stuttered a little bit, but yeah, I just want to, if you guys haven't played this game, you should. It's good. Like, look at and then obviously Panther Strike. Look at that, baby. It's freaking awesome, right? And sometimes on camera, it doesn't do it justice. I get it. But when you feel it, when you play it, oh God, guys, it's 100% what you want in a Final Fantasy game. When I first played this, I was just like, why does not Square doesn't look at this? And maybe tweak it a bit, make it their own and shit like that. I'm not saying copy it, but look at it and learn from it and probably do something with it. The fact that they don't want to tells me that they're lazy and they don't want to look at other RPGs because they think that they're the Mickey Mouse of RPGs. They're not. They're fucking not, and they never will be, All right, because that mantle still goes to Dragon Quest. It's not going to go to freaking Final Fantasy. And they know they can't fuck up Dragon Quest because Dragon Quest is huge in Japan. It's a holiday there. Something that some people here in America are fucking ignorant to understand because they're that stupid. They're that stupid. They just don't know how precious or how crazy these fan base could be. And I'm not saying I'm part of that fan base. I'm just saying you guys need to understand how it's like Star Wars. Look at the way what Star Wars is. All right? So you're gonna fuck that up? Seriously, that's what RPGs were with Final Fantasy. You know? Show you one more gameplay here to literally understand and understand how this shit works. Look at this. Look how beautiful that. You see that? Oh, it's great. Look at that. Then you press A on the enemy after you just pressed A again. You know, like, I love that shit. I love that shit. Basically what they did is they took these two buttons, A and B, and this is Mario, this is Luigi. So these two buttons, sorry. This is Mario, this is Luigi. So if an enemy is going to attack you and you want to dodge, you got to press A. So you can jump over them. And sometimes you could hit them. That's an extra point to hit. You see? You see? Stuff like that. Stuff like that. I don't mind for a Final Fantasy game to have. I wouldn't mind it. Going back, when I first played this game on the Game Boy, I embraced it so much. And so many other people that saw this gameplay were like, why doesn't Final Fantasy do this? But a little bit different. And I'm like, thank you. If Final Fantasy did this, if Final Fantasy VII Remake did this, I guarantee you people will look more fondly of the gameplay. I don't know about the story. That's Square Enix priority. I'm just trying to focus on the gameplay here. Square Enix already fucked up with the story. So, there's that. So, and then what's after Final Fantasy 16? What's after Final Fantasy 16? And then, look, I point this out before. Look at the graphics of Devil May Cry. The graphics to Devil May Cry look amazing. All right? Back in the day, Square Enix and Rockstar were those two companies that left the standard of what the graphics are capable of. Graphics are capable of on a system. And I'm the person that doesn't care about graphics. I care about the gameplay and how the game plays. But these companies always make their sprites, their up to par to what is now with the system. And these companies haven't showed that at all, especially Square Enix. If the people that made Devil May Cry and you see the freaking pores on their skin and Square Enix can't do that, that's a problem. That's a problem. All right? So I'm talking about they can do those type of graphics with the same type of word mine of Mario Odyssey and the freaking free roam gameplay of Dragon Quest XI. If not, turn-based style of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. The possibilities are endless. And the fact that I had to break down and show some people this, not to my subscribers, but to the people that are freaking dumbfounded about this shit is stupid. The fact that I had to make this video to prove to these dumb motherfuckers what it really is fucking sad. Because that tells me you don't do your research. You're not a true RPG fan. Because you would have known that yes, Square Enix can do this turn-based stuff just in a different way and not traditional turn-based that we grew up with. Like Final Fantasy 9 and Final Fantasy 6 and 7 and shit from the PS1 and 8. Not to say I don't hate that type of gameplay style. I love it. I always will adore it and love it. But nowadays, people are just lazy and want to fucking complain to sake of fucking complain. Oh, why am I taking turns? See, this is why Shin Megami and Persona hasn't changed. Because they know what they are. Right? And they're catering to a fan base that's making them fucking money as fuck. You complain about it? Okay, fine. You complain the action RPG shit while literally the people that are making Persona and Sony and Sega, what is it, Atlas? Is it Atlas? Anyways, the people that made Shin Megami and Persona, also along with Sega, they are singing to the bank and being like, "Oh, you hate action RPGs? And you want us to do it? Bitch, please, complaining, but we still got your money. Even though they still cater to the action RPG crowd, look at Persona Strikers. I love that gameplay. I thought that gameplay was great. That's my first introduction to the Persona 5 crew. I should have played the original Persona, but I was looking at Strikers thinking it was a whole collection of it, but I was wrong. That was me. I'll get the original Persona 5 eventually. Persona R, that's what it's called, right? So I'll get that eventually. But still, especially, okay, in Persona 5 Strikers, it's action RPG, right? But guess what they do? You still need to rely on the effects on the enemy, because if you don't, you're gonna get your ass kicked. All right, and you have to learn that the hard way sometimes. I've learned that the hard way, but I knew what the game was trying to do. I just had to figure out how to beat the opponent, because I know how the gameplay worked. It'd be like, oh, okay, you wanted me to use their weaknesses and everything like that. Okay, cool. I like that. Because a lot of video games out here don't want to do that. And look, and it's not like some games don't want to do it. Like, for example, Water Final Fantasy, they have done it. But the problem with Water Final Fantasy, at least in my opinion, is that Water Final Fantasy tells you it, but doesn't go all through it like Shin Megami does. And if they do, and then they do it in post-game, and you're like, by the end of it, you just don't care as a gamer. Because you're like, you told me this, but you didn't do it for the rest of the game. Now you want to do it in post-game and post-game plus? I don't care at that point. All I care is beating the fucking game. Why are you going to do it at the last minute if you could have just done it through the whole game? That's how I felt. That's how I felt with Water Final Fantasy. I think that's the one flaw I had with Water Final Fantasy. Other than that, I fucking love the game. Love the fucking game. Love the references. Love the homages. Love the game in general. Just to, if you're a true Final Fantasy fan, that's why I always tell myself that should have been a mainline game. Just saying. That should have been Final Fantasy 15. And who knows, maybe Final Fantasy 15 would have been Final Fantasy 16, and Final Fantasy 16 would have been Final Fantasy 17. At least would have been closer to 20. Because I'm dying to get to the 20s already with Final Fantasy. We're slow with the freaking Final Fantasy 20 shit. Seriously. Could we get Final Fantasy 19 already? Seriously. Like, we're so slow. We should be in Final Fantasy 25 already. I'm dead serious. The reason I say that is because Square Enix is just milking other shit that they should not be milking. Now, I'm not talking about the Pixel remasters. That's different. You could do that, and I'm still going to buy that shit and probably talk about it in this channel. All right? Because I want that shit. I do. And Square Enix knows it too. That's why they made it literally $90 for you to pay for it. It's crazy. You can get them separately. So Square Enix knew. They were like, oh no, people will have a backlash if you have to buy it as a bundle and shit like that, which is like $90. But you can buy it, and you can buy it separately if you want to, which I'm glad that they did. So, see, that's a good business strategy. All right, seriously. And again, going back, I'm a gamer. I'm willing to compromise with you, Square. Every time I'm willing to compromise, every time your fan base is willing to compromise with you and tells you other gameplay styles that you could use, you're like, no, action, no action, no action, no action, no action, no action, 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 action. You see how annoying that is? That's how I feel with Square Enix right now. That's how they're annoying they are. All right? Seriously. They're annoying me, I'm going to annoy you. I won't stop until they stop. How about that? It's fucked up, right? It's fucked up. So this is the TheSkullKlown signing off. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think down below. If you enjoy this video, share it to your friends. Give it to a like and everything like that. And tell me what you guys think down below. Seriously, look, we all fans of Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy could be anything. Yes, of course it can. But when you are literally neglecting your hardcore base for years, that's a problem. That's a problem. The hardcore fan base is not asking, make 20 Final Fantasies turn-based. They're just literally asking for one main line. Just to literally think that, okay, maybe Square Enix does still have it. That's it. That's it. But some of you guys that are so hard-headed don't understand that shit, especially Square Enix. You guys are so hard-headed when it comes to that shit. Why? Why? Because you're scared of acting, because you're scared of turn-based. You're scared of strategy, and you're scared to think. And that's how I'm going to close this video right there.